I just have a question for you, for South Africa, because you guys question everyone's visa. I know you are entitled to question visa, of course, but my question to you guys is that other South Africans that are in other countries, don't you think they are overstaying their visa also?
Well, he's starting another Papalao. Seriously, we have to deal with another Papalao.
So
here.
difference with us and those South Africans residing in those countries is that we can prove that a lot of the foreigners that are here have overstayed their visa. They are not in the country illegally. So those South Africans that you're speaking about, you would need to prove that they're illegal there. And it's never been the case. I can promise you there's no South African, there's no South African that is in foreign countries illegally right now.
Can I ask you a question, Felix? Can I ask you a question, Felix?
Unless you can prove it.
Let me just address Sigma first, okay? Sigma, your opinion is flawed, because even you yourself know that it's not possible for some people, for over 200,000, 300,000, 100,000 of you guys in other countries, being legal,
Don't lie, Felix, man.
You really contradict yourself. Let me give you one example.
Why?
You are an embarrassment to Nigeria.
Let me give
You
you
are an embarrassment to Nigeria, brother. You are not doing well. You are not doing well tonight. You are not representing it well.
Wait.
That kind of mentality, it's a mentality of Babalawe and Ashao. Seriously.
I know. Let me just give an example. Wait.
No. Before you do, I want to answer you. Let me educate you, Felix. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
So you see, the problem with your statement is flawed, because let me tell you something. You do know that a lot of people that are educated and they have skills and they have a livelihood to protect don't generally break rules or the laws or violate the immigration laws of foreign countries because they have a lot to lose. Now, a lot of South Africans that are abroad are educated people, and a lot of them have been invited, So it's very, very unlikely for a South African to go abroad and start roaming the streets and selling powder. It's really, really not the same. That is not who we are. That is not our culture. This is why you're not hearing any country complaining about South Africans. So what you're doing is a false equivalence. You're comparing two things that don't need to be compared.
Yeah, I just want to give you my example.
Felix, wait. Let me tell
I
you
only
something.
mention one word. Let me just drop. All of you guys are just talking. I don't even talk for a minute. You are talking. You can do all this.
Why is he crying now? Why is he crying?
Felix, let me tell him this. I wanted to tell him this.
Why is he crying?
Even Usik Maputi is being kind, talking about the educated one. I wanted to tell him that even those that are being used by their brothers, I wanted to say that to Felix, even those that are being used by their drivers to traffic powder in other countries, they use documents. They travel proper.
He ran away.
Education is something else. Education is something else. I'm talking now about those that are using our sisters to traffic their powder. They go through right channels to get to those countries. That's why they are kept at all times. They are found when they have stepped in the wrong place at the wrong time. They are being caught and put in jail. So you are talking absolutely nothing but rubbish.
I think these people, because it's such a norm for them to enter a country illegally and get fraudulent papers and all of those things, they think all Africans do that. They think so. It's inconceivable to them that an African can actually follow the law and get into a foreign country and behave and respect the rules and norms of those countries. South Africans don't do that. Where have you ever heard a country complaining about South Africans? Never happened, ever.
Thank you, Commander. But I remember when Sigma, when you go out South Africa, using South African passport as a South African, you are representing South Africans. You know that you are representing. These ones are self-centered. It's all about them. He doesn't care whether he's doing bad overseas. He doesn't care about others who wants to come, other Nigerians who want to come to that country. They don't care. It's all about themselves. It's everyone for himself.
They don't represent their fellow peoples. They represent their stomachs, their hungry stomachs.
It's not you get what I'm saying. Rona, but I also Sigma, you know that I'm representing another child who want to go to Europe one day. Then which means I must behave well in other countries for our children in the near future. No, they don't have that. It's all about being for himself or for yourself. Everyone is for himself or for yourself.
Commander Lebu, I can bet all my money right now. Name a country on this planet right now that is complaining about South Africans, saying we are sick and tired of these South Africans, they must go. It never happened. It has never happened ever. But if you ask me which countries are complaining about Nigerians right now, I can give you several. It's a lot, actually, to the point that their travel documents...
And it's all of them, all these countries, Sigma, it's all of them.
So, but like, I'm so surprised that they think we are like them. I mean,
even our sisters, and we have our sisters who are all over. They even come to our platform. Before they leave the platform, we always tell them, please behave well. Please behave well. You are not representing you only. You are not representing your family only. You are representing South Africa. Please, every time they are coming here on our platform, we always tell them behave well.
So we don't even need to tell them. They left the country knowing that's how we were raised. That it's in our DNA. It's in us. We're just reminding them here on these platforms. But when they left this country, they knew that they are carrying that South African flag, and the only way we only know how to carry our flag one way, and that is to represent our country well. We don't ever go to countries jabbering, stealing, committing crimes, scams, raping people, opening baby factories. Have you ever heard of South Africans doing these things, guys?
never. No. Really never.
You know, we have seen it all here in this platform when I say swam. I mean, the fake pastors coming here masquerading. God will punish these people, I mean, it's like
that's why they're scamming in their land, my brother. God is already dealing with them. God is dealing with West Africa. I shame. He's got them shoelaced.
Yeah, no, God is already dealing with them. When I put essay on points, the fact that they can't stand up for what they should in their countries, they wanna come and stand up for what they think is right for them in South Africa and about South Africans. It's already telling you that actually uNkulunkulu is in our favor, and I've been saying that God is working overtime for South Africans.
I'm just wondering, why do they want to pull that card of a South African traveling abroad? A South African that's traveling, they're traveling because they want to, they can afford, not because they have to. These people are leaving their countries because if they don't, they will suffer. In South Africa, even if you don't go, this is what I always preach. I always tell them, you know what, South Africa, we are rich as a country. You know, not in the powdergerians. You are rich individually. You cannot come tell me here, X5 and come tell me, you have South Africans are jealous of Nigerians because they are driving big cars. You come in a country where
but also
I've never seen a pastor, South African pastor, going to other countries and be permanent resident there with pastoring. They always visit and come back.
Yeah, they go there to do their stuff and come back. And these Nigerians who are driving big cars, let's say it's X6, go closer to the car. It's X6 2001.
Yeah, man, and we need to remove these talking points from our vocabulary. The idea that they're driving big cars, they're rich, that's not true.
Yeah, it's not true, guys. And it comes from these accident yachts.
I've never seen you. Which X5 are you talking about, guys?
It's an X6 with the X5 engine.
Now we see them in Uber.
This and like these people are just on another level. These are all
now I see them in the Ubers, guys. If you see an X5, if it's X5 or X30, tapestry ke ya lerata, just like
Yes.
what Tony was saying.
Yes, when you drive behind them, iyabhema mfethu. Iyabhema. And the sound you can see, you can hear the engine that it's not make sure, it's just the body.
You know, on the point that you were raising, Miss K, about God and things like that, what always amazes me about these people is just how religious they are. You know, you will never find a more religious country. Like, these people are so religious in West Africa, Nigeria, and everywhere else. But if you look at their behavior on the streets, the way that, I mean, their hearts are dark. So I really believe what you're saying. I think God has turned his back on them, literally, because it can't be that such a religious nation is facing all these troubles. It's almost like a curse, actually. And their behavior when they get to other countries, again, just goes to show that their hearts are dark, because I mean, even heaven has a strict immigration policy. They don't let everybody there. That is why you have the concept of that is why you have the concept of heaven and hell, because you don't let everybody there. No, it's true, my brother.
You think they even consider like that? Like, I've never heard these Nigerian pastors. Do you think, guys, they even preach about heaven and hell, and they will never be preaching about, guys, if you sin, this is where you're going to. If you follow the word of God, this is where you're gonna end up. You'll never hear them saying things like that, because they know they're all going to hell.
They preach prosperity. God will give you money. It's all about money. They treat God like an ATM, these people. And that is why.
Sigma, you were supposed to ask that question to that person.
Instead of giving the word of
I only give faith, yes, on point.
It starts with how much you can give, how much you can nigela at church. That's, you know what, guys, Shem. This time around, umnikelo takes a cup. It goes front. It's the front of the church, and then everything else follows. And when the time is finished, people must go home. Hence, I was asking him, does he have speed points at church? Because if he does, then it's right there.
Speed point, everything is done.
Yeah.
They say, I see your car, I see the man, but you have to offering. You have to bless the pastor. Your money, I see your double stone.
It starts with amounts. It's always the 5,000s, the 4,000s, the 3,000s, and then the 20 rand, and then the 10 rand, and everyone else that can Miguel. Guys, I don't mean to bang any church anyway.
Mrs. K, there was a video that was circulating all over social media at some point. This Nigerian guy is this Nigerian pastor, and it's based in South Africa, by the way. He was literally shouting at the congregants. He was asking them, aren't you feeling ashamed that your pastor is driving an old Toyota like this? A pastor must be seen. A pastor must be different. He must drive a big car and all of this stuff. And he was just basically asking them to donate. And they did, by the way.
That time when are you catching it? You're getting a taxi to church.
Exactly. So I'm like, sometimes, we have to tell the truth. Some of our people are just stupid. Plain and simple, and I'm sorry to put it this bluntly, but there's no other way to put it. Because a guy is telling you he wants to buy the latest, C200 Mercedes, and you guys are giving him money to do that. What the hell's going on?
They say take the last 1,000 rand and go Miguela, and you'll see a miracle during the week. You do that, and there's no miracle. Your next miracle is to go borrow money from somewhere to get through the month. Guys. We need more educators in South Africa. It's true.
Someone is saying that they are hypnotized. I really don't believe so, eh?
Even those who are educated, Sigma, they're still robbed by these pastors.
Exactly.
They're educated once. My friend. Sometimes it shows. Sometimes it's shocking. Really.
No, I don't believe they are hypnotized. I mean, look, maybe it's true. Maybe they do use voodoo because, again, these pastors are very big on voodoo and black magic, especially in West Africa. But also, they are preying on people that are just naturally not so clever, honestly speaking. Because how do you explain this? I mean, you had people literally crying tears that Bushiri has fled the country when law enforcement was looking for him, but they were crying tears, saying, stay strong, Papa, God will be with you. I mean, that's an IQ problem, honestly.
Remember that Congolese pastor said he can able to resurrect a dead person. People are still attending
and they
this
believed him
today.
They're
still attending this church even today.
I always think that maybe I don't know, maybe that I'm old school. Guys, me when I visit the church, even when I visit the church, like you'd find those people that would invite you, come to the church, and then you go there. The first thing when they are about to open the Bible and they start collecting offerings. For me, that whole thing, like I'm blank, because what's the point? What's the purpose of me being at the church? First of all, this money sold Jesus. I understand that we're living in these times, but the very same money that is being preached about, it sold Jesus. But you'll find them preaching money, that offering, you do this, you do that. And the purpose that we went for at church, it's ending up not.
I think you're right, my sister, because I mean, even Sigma with what he said, they'll never see heaven, man, because I mean, the immigration rules there are very strict.
They don't allow scammers and liars.
They always like jumping into other people's country without proper peace pass. These pastors in heaven, they'll never
jump there.
Yeah, because border is very strong there. They've carried it, it's been carried.
Guys, you had people.
You spent a whole 2 hours about offering.
Look up to the comment section, Michael. True pastor must go to hospital and perform miracles there with real sick people. That's
exactly.
They must go there.
Not with people that are still standing and can provide for themselves. All right, and you find that you've been at the church for 5 hours, but only 2 hours was for preaching, and the preaching is about the previous first section of the church.
Miss K, Mina, I used to feel sorry for these people because I used to see them as victims, which, these fake pastors are taking advantage of vulnerable people, blah, blah, blah. But actually, when I saw that pastor making them eat snakes and stuff and eat grass, I mean, they literally ate grass. And after they defended the pastor, even on many comment sections, like on Twitter and everywhere else, they were saying, no, you guys leave him alone. He's trying to prove that God can protect you from anything. That's when I just thought, you know what, let natural selection take place. These people are just stupid, and let them scam them, because how do you explain that?
It's very wrong. A country can't have so many foreign pastors. There's something very wrong.
But guys, also, one thing I never understood is the South Africans who go to these people's churches. I mean, we have a track record of these people, so-called pastors, getting arrested for various crimes. And a lot of these churches are fronts for powder and money laundering. But you still get South Africans that are flocking into these establishments. I really don't get it, honestly speaking. I just don't get it. You really think, a guy can leave Nigeria, a country that obviously needs God more than we do, where people are in such extreme poverty and all of those things, and they come here to establish a church because why exactly? Like, some people in this country are actually just stupid, I'm sorry to say. I really don't get it.
That's
people are very stupid.
Host, can you please accept Felix?
Is it me or what?
Host, please accept Felix, host.
It's you as a on point.
The Sigma, we are driven by, in a country, we are driven by what
Yes,
we call
can I move
miracle.
for Felix? Can I? Oh, it's here. Oh, it's here already. Okay.
Because I mean, imagine a South African pastor who is a South African, throughout 1,000% South African, saying that he does not know any Sangoma practice, but he's been in South Africa. I mean, isn't it that craziness?
It's crazy,
He ran
man.
away now.
Crazy.
He ran away because he also knows.
And we have our own pastors here. We've got our own people that are studying to become
We are
pastors. Why do we
driven
need
by
to be
miracle.
bringing pastors from Uganda and from Ghana and from Nigeria? Why, guys?
We believe
Why?
so much in their miracle.
Do they even study to become pastors? No,
They don't.
just wake
These are
up and
bunch of
decide. They wake up and decide to be pastors.
Yes, they read 5 verses in the Bible. They preach around those verses. Guys, pastors are the biggest crooks you'll find.
You are 100% correct.
Especially the ones from outside of South Africa.
Yeah, the Africans, they fake everything. Everything is fake. There's nothing legitimate about these people.
When you gift X amount, you're gonna get X amount. We believe so much in the miracle as South Africans.
But the reason that they are doing this, because remember, there's no safer place to launder money in this country than a church, because a church is not taxed. They classify them as public benefit organizations, so that they are tax exempt. So it's like a crime haven. And so when a shady guy from Nigeria comes here to start a ministry, there is no better place to launder money, and South Africans fall for it,
Felix.
Yeah, and another thing that
Felix, come in, Felix.
We must be careful about. They use these churches for money laundering, and then they hide it in that church accounts. That's why we see them with bodyguards, because now it's a war, because there's money somewhere that they are sharing. So they don't trust each other. You will see
those churches are the headquarters of Papalawos.
Yes, so you'll find them in the pulpit, and then you'll find bodyguard with those guns, R4 or whatever, standing them. And then I'm asking myself, are you preaching about Jesus who's a protector, but you're having bodyguards? Then you must know that there's powder there and there's money laundering.
Yes. Go ahead, Felix.
Okay, morning. So, I just have a question for you, for South Africa, because you guys question everyone's visa. I know you are entitled to question visa, of course, but my question to you guys is that other South Africans that are in other countries, don't you think they are overstaying their visa also?
Well, he's starting another Papalao. Seriously, we have to deal with another Papalao.